Bonsoir! It's time for cooking with Manu. My dear Instagram friends, my dear Facebook friends, bonsoir. The message is always starts that way when I do a cook-up is if you don't see very well on Instagram, just jump on Facebook. Much better, much wider. You can see all of the stoves and the ingredients and all of that. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes because I've got some big news to announce. No, I'm not pregnant.
Did you say how big is this news, Manu?
Oh, it's huge.
How huge?
Like
Massive.
Massive news. It's quite exciting, actually. I just got to share a moment with you. It's been a crazy week. It's been a long week. It's been a crazy day. It's Friday night. We usually do this on Thursday. Today is Friday. And the vibe's different because it's the end of the week. You know when I see people... It was a 4-day week, yeah. But it's never a 4-day week for us, unfortunately. But I always get confused when people say, oh, thank God it's Friday. I don't get this Friday thing because I work every day of my life. It's terrible. One day I hope I'll understand. Thanks God it's Friday. Anyway, so it's Friday tonight. I've got a little bit of a Friday drink. I have a little bit of whiskey.
Friday night, Manu. And why don't we just do a couple of hellos?
Hello.
Whilst we are waiting for everyone
Is
to
it
join
me
us.
you're looking for?
Can you please say hello to Bella?
Bella. Bonsoir, Mademoiselle Bella. How are you going?
Say hello to Celeste.
Celeste. Oh, I think we've had Celeste in the past.
Yeah, there's 2 weeks in a row. There's
Hi,
she's a regular,
Celeste.
right?
Who?
Heidi says, "Hey, handsome Manu."
Oh, hello,
Heidi,
darling.
we definitely
Oh,
have Heidi.
I've got a joke. I've got a joke. Making love with 3 people is a threesome. Making love with 2 people is a twosome. And I understand why John is called handsome.
Ah, very good. Boom shakalaka.
We're starting at 8, so
Yeah.
we're already there.
All right.
It's Friday
And
night.
the
It's
numbers
Friday night.
Seriously, your audience just peaked on the back of that, man. Seriously, that's some good gear right there.
Woo.
But say hello to Sue.
Sue, how are you, love?
Say hello to Running Cook.
Oh, my darling running cook. Running cook used to live just next to L'Etoile restaurant, and she used to be a great customer of mine. But she got into cooking lately, and she's doing fantastic. And I sent her a lot of books a few months ago, and she did a prize and sharing with her followers. I hope you're well, darling. I hope the kids are well, and her husband sends you a lot of love.
Manu, I think we have Gail Sassy. Sorry, by her correct name. Gayleen Sassy Pants.
Gailing sexy pants.
No, Sassy Pants.
Oh, sassy, not sexy.
And Gayleen says, "Yeah, I don't get the thank God it's Friday either. She's at work tonight."
Oh,
So big shout out to her, right?
What are you doing, darling? Can you tell me what job you do? Gail?
She'll comment in a second. But Manu, the big question on everyone's lips, apart from your massive news, your medium-sized news, is what are you cooking tonight, my friend?
I'm cooking Manu style bangers and mash.
So it'll be like a French bangers and mash.
Well, yeah, it's franchised. We're gonna call it
And
franchised.
you're on fire tonight.
I'm on fire. You know, so like I know I lived in London, in England for a long time. Bangers and mash is one of the favorite. Australia is pretty much English as well, if I say so. And I just wanted to do a little twist on bangers and mash, basically. It is very simple, but it's elevated and it tastes a little bit better, I suppose. And it's not the pub grab; it's kind of the bangers and mash you could serve in a restaurant, I suppose. So
All right, Gayleen's come back to us. Gayleen Sassy Pants.
Oh,
And
Gayleen Sassy
she
Pants.
is a support carer for people with disabilities. So that means that Gayleen, give it up, Gayleen. Gayleen,
Great.
you are the first recipient tonight of this, and Manu, catch the pen.
I give you.
You get the right sassy pants.
I'm going to give you a little bag for tonight, darling.
So guys, tonight we are going to, Gaylene, Gaylene.
One sec, mate. I'm not a woman. I can't do 2 things at once.
Or, you know.
All right, so basically, this is a little bag that you can put all your sauces when you go to the shop and buy sauces. You can put them in there and it can stay cool all the way home. Or if you got kids, great little lunch bag as well for the kids, okay? So I'm going to sign it for you, Galen. Can you please, Mr. John, repeat the spelling of?
Gaylene. Please, sir.
Gaylene.
Lene. Now, Galen, what we need you to do tonight is to send you're watching this tonight, and I need you to go to the Buy Manu Instagram page, and I need you to send us a direct DM us and give us your address details, and we will send you your Manu cooler bag, personally signed, as you saw, by... yeah, you got to like the page too.
All right.
So, Galen, let's get cooking, man.
Yeah, I think you're talking too much, John, for once. I know it's Friday night, but
sorry,
John's had 2 beers and it's Friday night. He's partying already.
Anyways.
Anywho's, let's start cooking, shall we? Oh no, actually, before we start cooking, I've got big news. So the sauce by Manu has been, I think it's 2.5 years old, or young, I suppose. We started 2.5 years ago, and we were only in about 300 shops around the eastern border of Australia, which was Queensland, Victoria, and New South Wales. Woolworth have now given us Australia. We are now national. We are now in every single state of the country, which means the people have been whinging saying, we can't get your sauce. You, from now on, from the 9th, Monday the 9th of May, you will be able to grab my sauce range from Woolies. So now, the message has been that my sauce is a fresh product. It's ready to use. It's made with real ingredients, fresh product, the real way. It's in the meat section in your fridge where the meat is, or the fridge cabinet. So it depends which Woolies. Sometimes it's in the fridge cabinet. Sometimes it's going to be, if you can't find, just ask someone. It's that easy. Anyway, so we are going to be in Western Australia, that's where we started today because it's 8 o'clock in New South Wales, but it's 6 o'clock in Western Australia. So welcome, Western Australia. We're going to be in South Australia, and it's 7:30. That's why we changed the time for 8 o'clock.
What time is it in South Australia?
7:30. But you know, it's still... no, actually, it's 7:30. And we're going to be in Tasmania too. Tasmania is 8 o'clock, but 2012 still. Anyway, that's just a joke.
We're just starting later than our inside, so we're just having a laugh.
We're having a laugh, come on.
It's Friday night.
And what else? And so, yeah, so Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania, and also we're going all the way to Northern Territory, which is fabulous. So I'm very excited. That's over 1,000 shops. Woolies, thank you very much. Thank Woolies yourself too, because you're going to be able to try my sauce. So, saying that, we're going to start the recipe bangers and mash by Manu. And I've got a question to ask you. If someone's got the answer, why is it called a banger?
And if you have the right answer as to why it's called a banger and bangers and mash, we're giving away some cooler bags tonight that Manu will sign live for you with your name tonight. If you can either Google it or if you know the reason why it's called bangers and mash, please let us know and you can win a cooler bag.
Let us know. So my friend John, who's behind the microphone, who's asking all the questions, who's talking too much tonight, asked me what that was. This is a celeriac, which is the family of celery, which smells like celery, but it's the bulb. It's what grows under the ground, or on the ground. Sorry, not under the ground, but on the ground. And it's very pungent, very strong in celery flavor, and it's a beautiful root. That's probably the best root I've ever had. And you can roast it. You can roast it. You can puree it. You can make soup out of it. Or purees, it's absolutely delicious. So I'm going to instead of making a bangers and mash with this potato mash, I'm going to use a celeriac mash tonight. So it's a very ugly vegetable, but it's absolutely delicious vegetable. It's a little bit like the parsnip. People put their nose up parsnips and celeriac. I'm just here to educate you guys, okay?
Now, Manu, do you mind if I talk?
Please, John. Your time starts now.
Now, so Nairi.
Nairi.
Nairi's got a theory.
Yep.
Nairi's theory about bangers and mashes because they can explode when cooked.
Oh, so they bang.
All right, I think we got a winner here.
I thought they popped.
All right. Lauren says it's a banger because skins bang if the split if you don't prick them.
Well, don't prick my sausage.
And Lauren's mum told her that when she was a kid. You
Uh,
don't prick your sausages before you cook them?
No, but it's about the way the sausage is made, and it's true. So if I think it happens more if it's a what do you call it, like a fake casing versus a real casing. If it's a real casing, usually it expands and it doesn't pop. But I might be wrong. We'll see later on when. So all you have to do with the celeriac is to peel it.
I think we have a winner. While you're peeling your celeriac? Celeriac, is that correct?
Yeah, not celiac.
It
Celiac
smells
is.
like celery, right? It's yeah.
Oh man,
I mean, we haven't got smell-o-vision, but if you did, you'd be able to smell it.
Yeah, if you close your eyes and put that under your nose, you'll say, oh, that's celery. It's not, it's celeriac. But it's a great vegetable. So you basically peel it with a knife. Don't use a peeler because the skin is pretty thick and it's full of grit as well from the grain. So here we go. So we're going to do that in the bin. And so mostly when you do a mashed potato, I suppose with potato, you just use water, cold water. With the celeriac, I like to use milk and cream and cook it in the milk and cream. And I'm gonna cut it into thin slices, like so it cooks quicker versus big dice of vegetables. And I'm gonna put it in a pot.
We've selected a couple of winners, Manu, which we'll get to.
Yeah, can you? I'm just gonna go through the celeriac, and then into this I'm gonna put garlic. Yes, John.
Amara.
Amara.
She was talking about you today at work.
Oh, thank you, Amara.
So she can't wait for MKR, and obviously the news got announced very recently that you're about your very exciting co-host.
Yes, very exciting. I've met Nigella Lawson a few years ago. She's a very lovely woman, and I think she's going to take over the show because she was announced last week, and I wasn't even mentioned or loved by anyone. It was all about Nigella, and I love that. So maybe Nigella's going to be the good cop this year, and maybe I'm going to take over Pete Evans and become the bad cop, perhaps. I don't know. No, I'm kidding, but no, I'm very excited about working with Nigella Lawson. I think she's a wonderful woman. She's a wonderful cook, and it makes a lot of sense to have her on board because she's not really a chef as such. She's a really good home cook, and it's perfect fit for home cooks that are going to be on MKR as well. So very exciting indeed. All right, so I've got a couple of garlic cloves that I'm going to peel and put into the celeriac. And like so. So the celeriac and the garlic, I'm going to add a few sprigs of thyme. All of those flavors are going to really gel together. It's going to be fantastic. So I'm going to do half milk and half cream. And the music's gone. I decided to put a bit of music tonight, but
yeah, where's the music gone?
There you go. So this is going to be part of the final product of the puree when it's all cooked together. Is a little bit of cream, a little bit of milk, all right? And I'm gonna put a heat on. It's about 50-50. And then I'm gonna put a piece of parchment paper, or what you call it here, baking paper, all right? And I'm gonna go a square. And this square, I'm gonna look at, actually this is very important, a very cool trick to know. So square off, and then you're just gonna fold it in half, and in half again, and then in half again, and then in half again, and in half again. So you get like a little plain shape kind of paper. You measure the center of the point here to the end of the pot here, and then you cut. And then you cut the tip, and then what we call it in French is called a cartouche.
Hey.
All right? So basically, you put this on top of it, So it's like half a lid. It helps the vegetable to stay submerged into the cream and milk without reducing too quick and then cooking slowly. A very good trick. Cartouche, my friends, cartouche. The French, man, they invented some crazy stuff. Anyway, so we've got the mash going on.
We have a sauce cooking from is it Rick? It's Rick or Ross. It starts with an R. It's got 4 letters. And I think it's there you go, Rob. I was right. Rob would like to know what sauce are you having tonight with your baggers and mash?
We haven't even
Where's
talked
the
about.
sauce, Manu?
Where's the
Come on,
sauce?
man.
So the sauce we're using peppercorn, which is very peppery. Obviously, a lot of peppercorn out there. You know, they kind of miss a bit of the lack of flavor. So this one's got black peppercorn, which is spicy, and green peppercorn, which is a bit more fresh. And we're gonna basically add this to the sausage later on, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of a red currant jelly. So it's gonna be spicy, savory, and a little bit of sweetness, and it really goes really well together. All right, so now I've got some sausages. The sausages, just go to your butchers. I've got just pork, Toulouse. You can use pork and funnel. You can use, just get your sausage of choice. I'm not racist. You know, I know.
You like all sausages, right?
I love all sausages.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get the sausages that have been made by your butcher, which is kind of chunky versus like the breakfast sausage, which is like minced. Yeah. So I've got a bit of oil in here. And the recipe that I've put online, by the way, on our website, is only for 4. I'm just cooking for a little bit more tonight because there's some people behind the camera that
And we love it.
hungry.
We love it, yeah. So Manu, say hi to Sebasti.
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 Sebasti said 2 things. He wants to say, are you cooking at home or are you cooking at your studio? And
No.
then he would like to know, why hasn't he seen your sauces at Coles?
Oh, so Sebasti, this is my studio, my business. Not home. I wish I had a kitchen like this at home, but my wife doesn't want me to cook at home anymore. So I have to build something for myself. So this is my studio. It's called La Botanique. It's in Sydney, New South Wales, in Botany. And we've got commercial kitchen. We've got a bar. We can do events. We can do everything here. And why Coles? Yeah, I think you should, if you know someone at Coles, because I've been trying to get my sauces on the shelf at Coles. I would love that. Really would.
A very special message here, Manu. It says, hi Papa, what are you cooking? From Charlie.
Oh, my darling Charlie. Mwah. So Charlie and my wife are in Malaysia, having a great time without me. They just wanted to see the mom and dad or grandfather and grandmother. And yeah, I had to stay here and do some work and put some bread on the table. But I'm really bored, so please hurry up and come back. I love you both. I'm cooking sausages, darling, with some celeriac that you probably would not enjoy, okay? And peppercorn, which you probably would not enjoy either. But soon. So that milk and cream is starting to boil. So I'm going to reduce the heat because I don't want, firstly, the milk to spill over, but also I don't want it to reduce it too quickly either, all right? So the sausages, I'm going to give them a nice caramelization on both sides.
Manu, I've got a question about cooking sausages because should they be cooked on a high heat?
No.
Or should they be cooked on a low
No,
heat?
no.
Because I feel like I burn my sausages a lot.
I'm sure you have. You need to use a little bit of cream for that. Anyway.
No, it's all seriousness. Like,
No, people like Australians, they put the barbie on full blast and they throw the meat on there and it starts to burn before it's even cooked in the middle. So for me, I usually cook everything on medium to high. There's medium, there's high. You can cook medium and
I'm going to ask this question, but it's a serious one. If it's like a thin, like a chipolata, it's obviously lower heat compared to a Like a larger
No, it doesn't matter. It will cook quicker than a thick one. The girth doesn't matter. Okay, it's all about it's all about the heat.
It doesn't matter how big your sausage is.
It's about the heat.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Anyway, so here we go. A bit of caramelization on each side of my sausage.
And is it what's the lady's name we have here, Natalie, who mentioned that she can't believe that your sauces are not in Coles, considering they're an MKR sponsor.
Exactly my point. Exactly my
You
point.
do
But
love Woolies because they have them.
yeah, no, I mean, listen. I don't fight between the two brands. I love Woolies because they carry my sauce, but I love Coles because they're the sponsor of my show. So I've got to give them the same love, okay? And you know, it's like,
It's like Channel 9, Channel 10, Channel 30.
yeah.
Have you got time to sign a bag right now, sir?
Yes, I'd like to sign the bag.
Someone pass Manu a bag on a Friday night.
Oh.
Thank you. Now,
Rhiannon.
Yeah, Rhiannon is our winner tonight. She came up with the best explanation of what is bangers and mash stands for, which I will read you in a second. And we've got another one too, Rhiannon, and it's got to do with World War One, and I'm looking it up now. It's a very, very full. And Margie.
So can you spell Rhiannon for
I
me?
can. It's Rhiannon. It's RHI.
RHI.
ANNON.
Yeah, Rhiannon.
Rhiannon. And Rhiannon, if you're watching, that was a fantastic explanation of what we're banging the same bangers and mash comes from.
There we go, my love.
Please DM us on By Manu. F.
And Margie needs to her name from that.
Yes, and we'll cut back to Margie. And Margie, if you could please also send us a message on By Manu F and let us know. We'll get Manu to sign you a cooler bag too, and we'll get it in the process.
Actually, what was the reason?
The reason they're called bangers, I'm looking it up very fast here. The reason is the term bangers supposedly originated during World War One, when meat shortages resulted in sausages being made with a number of fillers, notably water, that caused them to explode when they cooked. Boom, shakalaka.
I like that. Okay, so onions. I'm going to put onions in next. I'm using red onions because they're sweeter and they're prettier in a sauce. When you cut your onions, if you want the threads to fall apart, you need to take this little piece that holds the onions together, like this. That can go to your compost. And then I'm going to, yep, that's good. And slice it very, not too thin.
Yeah.
Not too thin because
This is the stuff us mere mortals look at and go, WTF, my friend, WTF.
not too thin because otherwise they're going to disappear in the sauce. You want the onion to still be there when the sauce is cooked, yeah?
Both you and Matt are earning me cash right
There we go, thank you very much.
Go and get the man of blindfold.
All right, so now my sausage have been caramelizing. They're not fully cooked, but they're probably 50% cooked. And I want you guys to hit me up with a lot of questions because this recipe can be a recipe that can be made in no time whatsoever. And I don't want to, I don't want to make it too short. I like to spend time with you people. All right, so please ask me questions.
Say hello to Mickey.
Mickey, is that Mickey?
I don't know, but hey, Mickey, you're so fine, right? Mickey says, my Mexican lover, Jose, and I have just paused our honeymoon to watch you look at that finger work. So everyone's very impressed. Say hello to Mickey and his Mexican lover, Jose.
Mickey and Jose, thank you for giving your honeymoon a break just to watch me and use my fingers.
I think we need a bag for
Happy
Mickey and
honeymoon.
Jose. Come on.
Close up
Happy
your fingers,
honeymoon.
sorry.
Sorry, I know we're interrupting the bangers here, but Mickey and
Close up your
Jose.
fingers, there we go.
Yes.
Nice.
No cuts.
No cuts.
Everyone is super duper impressed
Mickey.
with your Mickey and Jose.
now. Their names.
Yeah.
Mikey.
M-I-K-E-Y.
Let's just get him to try and spell Jose.
Yeah.
Jose with an R.
And so Mickey and Jose, his Mexican lover Jose,
don't have to write his full name.
Yeah, you can just write Jose. You don't need to write Mexican lover. And Mickey, if you would like to DM us on the By Manu F on Instagram, we will get you and your Mexican lover Jose a bag out to Mexico. You might have enough bags in Mexico, who knows? But we're going to send you another one.
They don't give bags over there. They give like big bags.
So otherwise I've got a bag that says Mickey and Jose.
All right, so I've got olive oil back in the pan where I cook my sausages. I'm gonna throw my onions into there. Woo! All right, and I'm gonna put a couple of bits of butter into there too. Oh, so because the butter will give you more flavor and caramelize the onions a bit more as well. So I'm gonna go one more just because. All right. And again, don't go too high on the heat because you want to caramelize them, but you don't want to burn them, okay? So keep an eye on them as well. All right. So, sausage, onions, celery is cooking. What else do you want to ask me? Bangers and mash.
Well, because Rob's got a great comment here. He goes, what's the biggest oops you've ever had in the kitchen?
Biggest what?
Oops.
Oh,
Mistake,
oops.
I think it means a mistake, an oopsie-daisy.
Oopsie daisy. I've had a lot of oops. I think every chef's had a lot of oops. I had a beautiful. I've got a beautiful recipe. It's a scallop sausage that I've been making for years. It's one of those Manu signature recipe, and you need to steam them or poach them gently for only 10 minutes. If you overcook them, they just explode in the oven. And I had a function of 100 people for lunch one day, and I slided my sausages in the oven, and
You were feeding 100 people sausages?
yes,
Wow.
scallop sausages. And what happened is I left them, I forgot to put the timer, and they were in there for a long time, and I opened the oven, and the whole casing had exploded, and I had to make another batch right away to save the day. And that was probably the biggest stress ever.
Well, I think Rob, and he says he's been a big fan of yours since the Ready City Cook days. We're going to give Rob a cooler bag, and you're going to sign it for him while you are massaging your onions. Are those onions sweating right now, by the way? Are
They're sweating.
Are they sauteing? Are they
They're
sweating?
sweating.
What are they doing?
They're sweating to caramelize.
Yeah. Why do they call it sweating? It's Rob.
Because the juices come out of it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Rob, R-O. No, but I'm not being funny. It's R-O-double-B.
Rob, you just want to be special, don't you? Robbo. Can I call you Robbo? That's what Australians do, you know. They had another letter to it. So to Rob. And thank you. You know, I feel like I'm still on Ready Steady Cook today. Actually, I used to love that show. They should bring it back. I think they should bring. You know, it's funny because a lot of people talk about it still, and it's still. I think it's still playing in the UK.
Yeah,
Like it's been there for like 30 years.
yeah, but it's like daytime.
I don't know about you, mate, but I reckon the whole world is pretty bloody excited. Can I say bloody excited? Is it after eight?
It's after 8.
About MKR's comeback with Nigella and Manu.
I think John is more excited about Nigella than I am. I'm very excited.
A little.
But
There's Nigella.
Nigella,
Curtis.
yeah.
Matt.
Colin?
are we allowed to? Are we allowed?
Yeah.
Have they-
it's all
have they
public
been
now,
announced?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, they've been oh, everyone's been announced. Oh,
It's like
fuck
a
off.
party with all your mates, right?
Oh my God.
You've got all your best mates.
So let's go back for a minute. Yes. So yeah, obviously the big card is Nigella because we all love her all around the world. Everyone knows who Nigella is, and she's gorgeous, and I can't wait to work with her. But Matt Preston is also one of the guys who's going to join me, and Matt Preston is a classic. You know, I hope he's going to wear his cravat still, regardless which network he works for. But he's a very clever man. He's traveled around the world. His head is bigger than all of us here put together. Like his knowledge about history and food and everything.
He'd be a Bangers and Mash fan, wouldn't he?
Oh, my!
He'd be a Bangers and Mash fan from way back.
Matt Preston does he does videos like this as well, and his food is down to earth. There's no finding tricky bits. It's he's a good guy. And then Curtis Stone. I haven't worked with Curtis for 6-7 years. Curtis Stone's done very well in the States. I'm kind of envious, I would say, not jealous, but he's got 2 beautiful restaurants, successful.
Rob's saying, sorry, just quickly moving out.
No, you just wait. Okay, it's my show, not yours. All right, it's Friday night, and I've just had some whiskey. Anyways, and Colin, I'm sorry, but Colin had to come back. We love Colin. Colin's done a lot of stuff on Instagram and Facebook through COVID. He helped a lot of people. He's been giving away food to the people who couldn't afford to eat. And they're all my mates, and I think it's a great thing. That's one thing you need to understand. The TV world is one thing, but the chefy world is another. And when you work with chefs, it's always fun, and it's always a party, and it's always amazing. Now, John, what would you like to say about Rob?
Thank you. Apparently, Rob thinks a shirtless Manu and Nigella would be a ratings monster. And I think he said that because a shirtless Nigella and Manu would probably also be a ratings monster. But Rob would prefer a shirtless Manu and Nigella. He thinks it's going to go off.
Sure. Let me talk to the network about this, Rob. I'll see what I can do. Oh, by the way, I'd like to thank Anne. Anne is the lady that's doing the wardrobe for me this year. And she is absolutely a magician. That she put things on me that I would have looked in the window going, nah, I can't wear this. And she puts them on me and I look like $2 million. Not $1 million, but $2 million. I'm excited. I'm excited about the show. I'm excited about traveling around the country. I'm excited about... you know what I'm going to do? While I'm traveling around the country, because I start shooting next week, I'm going to stop to some of the Woolies. And if you see me, you're going to have to kiss me and buy one of my sauces and take a photo with me. In that order.
2 sauces.
Oh, 2. No, my sauces, with an S.
One of each.
Yeah,
one
one
of
of
each.
each.
3 then, okay.
So no kiss unless you buy one of each.
Yeah, oh. Okay, so you got to buy my sauces, then you get a kiss, and maybe a photo if you like. All right, so look, onions are caramelized, all right? Beautifully caramelized. So I'm going to put my sausage into that. All right. There's a little bit of juices come out of my sausage. And
Is that also called sweating?
no, but you got to keep all the flavors into this, okay? I am being a little bit cheeky tonight, but you know what? What the hell? It's Friday night. All right, let me check my my celeriac.
There's a lot of people fascinated by the thing on top of your celeriac.
Yeah, people want to know
People
more
want to know,
about
they
that.
want you to do it again because
The what?
the thing,
Oh,
the hat.
I'll show you. Okay, so I'm putting a knife through to see if it's cooked, like you would do with any vegetables, and it's pretty cooked. All right, so it's soft. I'm going to reduce the cream and the milk a little bit more, so when I blitz it, you get something really strong flavored, silky, buttery, creamy. So I'm going to show you again. Brown or white, it doesn't matter, okay? Square. Ready? Square. Oh, that's not a square. Sorry. I went too fast. Square. All right. So you've got a square. It's like origami, but it's not. So, 40 and a half. Are you watching? Are you watching? Then you fold it in half again, so it's a square. And from that square, all right, square, you make it a triangle, and then a smaller triangle, and then a smaller triangle, all right, like this. And then you get your pot size. That is in the center of the pot. That is on the outside of the pot. So you're going to cut just a little bit before, like this. You ready? All right. Let me put this back on. All right. So you've basically cut the size of your pot to the center to the end. And then what I'm going to do is cut the tip of that triangle. And when you unfold it, you get a perfect circle with a little chimney in the middle so the steam comes out. And you put it on just like this. And it's called a cartouche in French. Things that you learn when you're an apprentice, when you're very young, and things that you keep on doing for the rest of your life. All right, so look at this. This is the bang and mash that you guys would have with a bit of gravy, you know.
Gravy?
Gravy, mate. But we're gonna...
French word for gravy?
It's un jus.
Jus?
Jus. So into this, I'm gonna add the peppercorn sauce. All right. Peppercorn sauce. So instead of pouring your gravy over the top of your meal when it's plated, I'm making the sauce with the juices of the sausages and the caramelized onions. So absolutely delicious flavors here. All right. Give it a shake, shake, shake. All right, 1 second, kids. Hop. All right, so all those flavors are gonna mix together, bring the sauce to boil. All right, I think I'm going, because I'm cooking for more than the recipe that I've shared with you, I'm gonna open one more packet of sauce because I can. Do you know why I can? Because my fridge is full of these, full of all my sauce. Actually, if you live in Maroubra, no, I would say, please don't come to my house. But I've got a fridge outside my house, and my neighbors, I've told my neighbors each side of my house, they can come and help themselves to my sauce anytime they want. So there's always sauce in my fridge. So this is nice and cold, so that's why it's a little bit thick, but by the time we cook it, you're going to see it's all going to come together, and voila. All right, it's this. Actually, I did this recipe when I travel around the world with Manu. That was not the title of the show, but I went around the world. And I started in Sydney and went London, but not with Manu. It was 80 dishes, 80 plates. I forgot. It was 10 years. Oops. Okay. Anyway, so I did this this recipe in London because we did London, Dubai, Mumbai, Calcutta, Hong Kong, Los Angeles, New York. We did that in 6 weeks. It was absolutely amazing, short, quick, fast, but delicious. And I cooked this with an English guy. He was a charcutier, would make his own sausages. And when I was looking through my recipes last week to do this live, I just saw this recipe and said, I've got to cook this. But anyway, so look at this. I mean, it already looks absolutely delicious, if you don't mind me saying. You could leave it like this: peppercorn, onion, and sausages. Great, fabulous. But I'm going to add a little bit of redcurrant jelly into the sauce. And it's just going to give you a little sweet note, a little bit of Christmassy kind of note, I suppose, even though it's not Christmas, but it's soon Christmas in July. And actually, we need to talk about something like this soon. Actually, we're going to talk about Christmas in July. Bonjour. We're going to announce soon that we're going to do a competition. So, you know, what did they say? Just keep your eyes and ears open. But I want to invite few of you to have lunch with me and have Christmas in July. but we'll share this online in the future. So anyway, a little bit of red currant jelly that it's gonna slowly melt into the sauce, and it's gonna give you a little bit, not too much, but a little bit of a sweetness. And as you know, the red currant is tart, but as a jelly is a little sweet. So I'll do this, and while I'm doing this, oh, I love it. I'm just gonna go and get some parsley from the fridge because I forgot. I'll be back. All right.
Guys, if you have questions tonight for Manu, or you would like to ask him anything, please jump on the Instagram feed or the Facebook feed that you're watching. You can ask anything. Just a quick one, Manu. So is Joanna.
Joanna,
And Joanna's got a question.
give it up.
She cannot
Joanna,
give me
up.
hope.
Joanna, give it up. Joanna. Anyway, yes.
Joanna says she can't find. I'm picking Joanna lives in Tasmania, South Australia, or Western Australia, and I think she can't find your sauce in her Woolies. And when can she find it?
Okay, Joanna, where do you live? Reply to that question to me ASAP, and I'll let you know what the problem is. Okay, so I'm just gonna fish out the thyme because I don't want to put the thyme into the mashed potato. The thyme was only there to give flavor, all right? And then I'm gonna fish out the cooked celeriac. If people have just joined in, celeriac is a root vegetable, cousin of the celery, so very intense celery flavor. It's got a couple of cloves of garlic in there, and half cream, half milk. There was a bit of thyme for flavor, and I'm gonna basically blitz this. All right, I may need some of that cream and milk. I may not, because what happens is the celeriac soaks all that cream and milk, but I'm gonna try it. Oh, it's just, I know you guys may not know this vegetable, but please go and buy it. Try it, it's delicious. I'm gonna put it in a machine, and I'm gonna blitz it, and if it's still a bit thick, I may add a little bit of the cream.
Joanna's in the Sunshine Coast in Queensland. Joanna, you should be able to find Manu sauces in the meat section at your local Woolworths store.
What? It's on a weird, one sec, it's on a weird, it's on a weird setup. One sec, here we go. Let me move this setup here, and your time starts now. Here we go. She starts to scream and she loves it. All right, so basically this mash needs a little bit of liquid. Let me get a ladle. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, so you want something quite smooth, but not too runny either, okay? So I'm just gonna add a little bit at the time. See? A little bit at the time. And I'm just gonna do that like this, and a little bit more. Here we go. I'm done. So that's all it takes. Look at this. Beautiful, silky. It looks a little grainy, but it's not grainy at all. It's just the fiber of the vegetable. But it's really, really absolutely delicious. My sausages have been cooking here. I just want to make sure that it's all well mixed with the jelly, and it's got a nice, beautiful balance between savory and sweet.
Manu, quick question about your mash, my friend. Do you like?
It's good, baby. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a bit of pepper.
Do you like your mash really smooth, or do you like a little lumpy?
Oh, it just depends what you do. I mean, I Yeah, it depends. It has to be really lumpy or really smooth, not in between kind of things. You know what I mean? It's like if it's a little bit lumpy, it's like you didn't succeed to make a smooth mash, I suppose. Smooth. I'll say smooth versus lumpy.
Another mash question, real quick from Mary. So, Mary,
Mary?
do you always use cream and milk to cook celeriac, or could you use water?
All right, you can use water, obviously. Of course, you can use water if you have got dairy issues, but it just makes it richer and creamier. Not creamier in flavor, but creamier in texture. All right, so that's the way I look at it. But yeah, you can, or you can even roast it like a pumpkin or a sweet potato, and then mash it afterwards. All right, so I'm just going to get a bit of parsley. Are we pretty much ready? I know it's a quick recipe, this one. We usually here for hours and hours.
Right, we can do 10 minutes of questions.
Yeah, 10 minutes of question. Here we go.
If you guys have questions, jump on, comment below in the feed, tell us what your questions are. Christine is from Bunbury in Western Australia, and she says, as yet, she can't find your sauce
All right.
in her Woolies.
Just 9th of May, Monday the 9th of May.
Queue up at Willie.
Queue up at Woolies around the country, and you all will be able, unless there's a delivery issues, because we've had so many delivery issues this week. Thank Colonial Food. Anyway, so many issues this week. We've just changed. Actually, you need to know that we just changed manufacturers. We just changed manufacturers from New South Wales to Queensland to a much more professional team who does a better job, and I'm excited.
Give it up for the team from the new team. The new team.
The new team from the new team.
The new team from the new team. We don't want to say the new team's name, but they're pretty awesome. Sylvester says, will you be making more sauce in bigger sizes? He finds that he has to use 2 or 3 every time.
Oh,
Yes, so the story is when I offered the sauce 2.5 to 3 years ago to the supermarket, it was a 400 ml pack. It was a family pack. And they basically told me that the best way to start a product that way would be to use a smaller packet to start. Now, if you guys buy a lot of sauce and Woolies are very, excited with my product, they will ask me to make a family pack in the near future. So the more I sell, the more you'll get what you want. It's simple as that. All right, look at this. Bang and mash, Manu style, saucy, peppery, sweet, bang. It's not going to be the most gorgeous plate, perhaps, but the most delicious bang and mash you probably will ever have. And you guys can cook this at home for your lovers, bangers, and mash.
Oh, wow. And for the recipe, guys, go to buymanu.co, click on recipes, and you'll find this recipe that you're asking for, and all of other,
So the link in the Instagram.
yeah.
Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Wow! Mate, come on. This is the elevation of the everyday bang and mash you've had in a pub or your mum cooked for. Look at this. All right. I'm sorry, but this is so delicious that I'm gonna have some. So the puree, I forgot to put the salt. There's no seasoning in there. All right? So don't be like me, don't make mistakes. When you put your celeriac in there, put a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, then the milk and the cream, and then you sort it out. You see, that's why you test the food before you sell it to your customers, or that's why you test the food before you cook it for your family and friends. But I was honest with you. So a little bit of sausage, a little bit of onion with the sauce, and the puree together. Oh, baby, come here. I'm just amazing. I'm sorry to say. But that's a great, it's easy to make, it's different, it's a bit more special. I know people seem to have struggled to find recipes to change their dinner on weekly basis. I heard that from Jonesy and Amanda the other day. They've got issues of cooking every day and thinking about it. And just watch me one couple of times a month, and I'll give you some ideas. And it's not complicated. It's not expensive. You can find every ingredient in a supermarket everywhere you go around Australia in Woolies. Delicious, delicious. Now, it's a bit, we did the 55 minutes actually.
We're doing good,
I
man.
did stretch it a little bit, this recipe. But anyway, I'll give you 5 more minutes to just get on with your question. Give me some love. Are you excited about the sauce being around the country?
Lots of people from WA are berries.
Oh,
WA, South
WA.
Australia. They're going in Tasmania, mate. They are going nuts.
so I'm in Melbourne from Monday for a couple of days. Then from there, I'll be in Brisbane for a couple of days. After that, I've been in Adelaide for a couple of days. Then I'm coming back to Sydney for a few days. And then I'll be in Western Australia. So I promise you, I'll jump in some of the Woolies in my spare time to try to meet you guys. I'll be standing by the fridge to make sure that if you look for the sauces, I'll be there to direct you. Direct you is French, direct you is English. Anyways,
We've got a few more bags to give away, Manu.
a few more bags to give away.
Friday night
Can we
bags,
keep a bag
yeah.
for me, actually?
Friday night
please?
bags. Here we go. So guys, I think we need to give a bag to Sebasti. Sebasti's had a lot of good comments
Yes,
tonight.
Sebastian's been on.
Would you
Can we
like me to spell that for you, sir?
Yes, please, too.
Sevasti. So Sebasti, Manu's signing your cooler bag right now from the source. DM us on
Send us a message, yeah.
Thyme and
Manu F.
By
on
Manu
Instagram.
F, send us a DM so we can send you your little present. Yeah. Ooh.
Guys, jump on, ask a question. If you ask a fantastic question, we
You get-
will make Manu. We'll ask Manu very kindly to sign you a
Do you
bag
mind if I keep on
live
eating,
here.
people?
No, don't.
How is it, my friend?
No, you John.
Well, I'm not going to like that, am I?
No, it's too healthy for you.
Yeah, yeah. It looks terrible. Ryan,
Ryan.
we need to sign a bag for Ryan
Okay, with a Y?
with a white.
Is that the guy that does the aviation
Yeah, that guy.
gene?
Ryan says
Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan
yeah.
Gosling actually. Ryan Gosling. Say good, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Gosling from Marsden Park. Ryan says Manu, are Coles ever going to come to the party with your sauce? A new Coles has just opened up in Marsden Park, and we would love to buy your sauce there.
Okay. Cosma may not get on board yet. They will one day when they realize how good the sauce are. But Marsden Park, there's a great pub there, and they serve my sauce over there.
Would that be one of
Marsden-
the hotels?
Yes. Lundy Hotel, Marsden Park Hotel. Go there. My friend Jamie runs it, and you've got my sauce on the menu there. So
Then you don't have to
don't
eat
bother.
that.
Don't cook for yourself. Just go to the pub, bro.
And just go to the pub, bro. I like that.
Sweet as,
like
cuz.
Sweet as, bro.
Oh, talking about this, New Zealand, you're next.
Yeah, you are next day. Like it's been too long.
You have
Too
to.
long.
It's been too long. And the time in Adelaide.
The time in Adelaide is now, so it's 9 o'clock. It's now 8:30 in Adelaide. Do you know how to spell Adelaide backwards?
No.
Adelaide is already backwards.
Oh.
Oh, come on!
So, wow, we've really
No, come on. The jokes I've heard from someone before, and I thought,
alienated a couple of states.
Don't
Anyway,
get-
Ryan would like to get your bag, Manu's bags tonight. You just need to DM us at by Manu F on Instagram with your address, and we'll post them out to you next week.
Yep.
Now we have got some more questions here. Danielle
can't
says
stop. I
Coles
can't
have to get on board. She goes, they're just missing out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got one here. Say hello to Melanie.
Hi, Mel. If I can call you Mel. Annie.
I think it's late, you know.
Well, Mallory doesn't like to be called Mal.
Mal? No, I wouldn't think so. It's my birthday tomorrow. Can I please have a signed bag? Says Melanie.
Joyeux anniversaire. Oui, bien sûr. Joyeux anniversaire. Mallory? Is that Melanie? Did you say Melanie?
Melanie. We all good? Melanie's birthday tomorrow. Tamara is going to the Marsden tomorrow for lunch. And you gave her a signed book last October and she hasn't forgotten about it.
Fabulous.
Nice.
Sorry about my writing, by the way. I'm very bad at writing. I'm so much better at cooking.
Donna, she's got a great comment. She goes, Donna, thanks Manu. I'll be making that this week.
Oh, that's really nice to hear, actually.
She appreciates and likes how you keep your workspace so tidy while you're cooking.
I thought you were going to come around and do the washing up for me.
Well, is that a thing? Like, did you learn that when you were young, or what's the?
No, it's a chefy thing.
Yeah.
A chef have to be clean all the way through. From if I see a chef that is completely dirty and disorganized, not interested. It's, you know, you're dealing with hours of working, of cooking, or different dishes, and it has to be constantly clean. Otherwise you'll end up with rubbish everywhere.
Ryan, you can you can message us on Facebook if you'd like with your address. So there's a couple of suggestions here about Coles.
Yeah,
okay?
please.
Not that we're focusing on Coles tonight because we're celebrating the fact that from the 9th of May we're national in Woolies. But Estelle and a couple of others have said maybe you could have a chat to Curtis and see if he might be able to have a little help you get into the Coles there.
Interesting enough, if you're aware of other things that I do on live, I do a Get on the Sauce with Manu, which is usually me interviewing some interesting people with interesting stories, businessmen, celebrity, and so on. And we've got Josh Mansour from the Rabbitohs next. We had my friend Jason Robert last week. Josh Mansour next. We're looking at doing on the sauce with Curtis, and we're looking at doing maybe one of those with Nigella, and also with Colin, and also with Matt. So keep I'm going to keep on sharing recipes and keep on doing those lives. I really enjoy doing that. I love the questions that you guys asking me. I love having fun. I love having a little whiskey with you on Friday night. Just keep on watching, and the more you watch, the more I'll do, and the more I'll do, the happier I will be.
I'm thinking one more bag. It's Friday night. There's always room for one more bag, right?
On Friday night, yes.
Yeah, Amara Amara's your biggest fan. She would love a signed bag, please. And people are asking if we have given you a signed. If Manu has signed you a bag tonight, simply send us a message on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. Just send us a message. It's all signed up. It's all there. I've got the pile here for all of you guys that I've given. Just remind us by sending us a message. Otherwise, we have to go back to the type and search your name and blah, blah. It's going to, it can take. So if you just send us a quick message on DM on Manu F, and voila. Amara, A-M-A-R-A.
Correct, my friend. Diane's asking when's the next Friday Night Live. So we probably need to talk a little bit about this, right? Because you're about to go into a...
Actually, yeah. Now let me explain something to you. So obviously the next 8 weeks I'm going to be going around the country filming MKR with my co-hosts, and it's going to be fantastic. And for that reason, I've already recorded a couple of recipes that will be shared online with you, not as a live, but as a recorded recipe, because of the fact that I'll be on the road doing other things. Also, I'm hoping to go to see my parents in July, so I've recorded also some recipes for July, so you won't miss out on my food, I suppose, and playing with my sauce. So yeah, be patient. We're all allowed to have holidays, but frankly, thank you so much tonight. It's been an hour. I thought that recipe was going to take me half that time. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it seems simple, a bang and mash, but it's an elevated recipe from something basic to something beautiful. Enjoy. Try the celeriac. Try the bangers and mash. Try the peppercorn sauce with a little bit of red currant in it. Absolutely delicious. Mesdames, messieurs, mesdemoiselles, bonsoir, à la prochaine, bientôt.